All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Emma here. In this class, we're going to be focusing mostly on back bends. Back bends are great for a lot of reasons, but most of us, we are seated all day, whether we're at a desk, at a car, sitting on our phones. Really, most of our activities, we're rounding our back quite a lot. This leads to bad posture, lots of pain down your spine. So maybe your neck, maybe your shoulders, maybe even causing imbalances in your hips. So the goal of this class is to just kind of help open up your chest and find a little bit more space to combat the position that you're likely sitting in all day. Even me, as a full-time yoga instructor, I still spend a lot of time hunched over. I spend a lot of time in the car, editing videos. So no matter your profession, even if you think you're exempt from this, you're probably not. Let's go ahead and lie down in Supta Baddha Konasana, already starting with kind of open hips, open belly, open chest. I would even recommend here taking your arms overhead and grabbing your opposite elbows, just finding a little bit more space in the front of your body. And then as you breathe in, can you really imagine like you're just kind of breathing into the front of your body? So filling up chest, belly, thighs almost. And exhale. Now imagine breathing into the sides of your body, like your armpits, your ribs, all the way down to your hips, outer hips. And now imagine breathing into the back of your body, filling up behind your heart, low back, around your tailbone, your glutes. So the goal here is really just to open up. We're going to move a little bit slower than usual. Pausing in spaces, maybe you feel discomfort in some of them. Just try to sit with that. You never want to push to the point of pain. Try to find your edge and breathe there. Extend your legs, stretch your arms overhead, arch your back, and then hug your knees into your chest. Put your feet flat on the mat. We're going to start off right away with a really gentle bridge pose. Scoop your tailbone, lift your hips up, but instead of trying to just lift your hips up all the way, just gonna let your hips hang, maybe even a little sway side to side. Can you find some separation from your ribs to your hips? And then find some stillness. Now do lift your hips up a little bit more, firming up your glutes slightly. Doesn't need to be the most active bridge pose you've ever done, but I want you to open up tops of the thighs, hip flexors. And then slowly lower yourself down. Pull your knees into your chest, rock yourself up 1, 2, and 3 times. After that third time, we'll meet in a tabletop position. So kind of taking a big U-turn. We were on our backs, now we're in tabletop, and you're gonna walk your hands all the way forward into puppy pose. Feel free to grab the front of your mat. I always think that feels pretty nice. Press the tops of your feet down. Feel your thigh bones push back, outer hips lift. If you have space, you can melt your sternum down towards the ground. Bring your chin to the mat so you're looking forward. Just make sure you don't feel too much crunching in your neck and your shoulders. Breathing into your sides here. Find a little lift through your belly. And then slide forward onto your stomach into a Sphinx pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, or shoulders over your elbows, palms down. Pull your sternum through, plug your shoulders back. Press the tops of your feet down. And then see if you can take your hands out a little bit wider than they already are. Push into your hands for seal pose. Straightening the arms, the eyes of the elbows almost point forward. And then can you lower your forearms back down? Again, push, lift your forearms and your elbows, seal pose, and then lower back down to Sphinx. Let's do that 2 more times. Up and down. Last one, come up and down. Side your forehead to the ground and your hands back. Roll out your shoulders a few times. On your inhale, roll yourself up so your hands stay on the mat, but if you were to lift your hands, your torso wouldn't move at all. So your hands are really just resting there, not pushing. You're using your back muscles, plug your shoulder heads back, press down through your toenails, and then lower your forehead down. Now think about that same thing, but use maybe 10% strength from your hands and your arms. Inhale, roll yourself up. So just 10% pushing into your hands, use your back muscles. So when you release your hands, you dip a little bit, but not a lot. And then lower yourself right back down. Now use 20% of your hands, lift your chest, so about 1/5 of your strength. You're lifting up a little bit higher, but you should still feel most of the work in your lower back, and lower yourself down. Now it's kind of hard to discern like 30% versus 50% effort, so we need to use 50% effort here. Use mostly your back muscles. Minimal weight, minimal pressure in your hands, and lower yourself down. Now let's jump up to like 80% effort, pushing into your hands, lifting your chest, still using your back muscles a lot. You're not dumping in any way into your hands or shoulders. You're still plugging your shoulder heads back, and lower yourself down. Take your right arm out to the right. Straight arm is actually going to be a little bit less intense. Cactus arm a little bit more intense. Roll onto your right shoulder and step your left foot behind you. You can also go cactus arm if you're just short on space. You should feel a really big opening through the front of your right shoulder and your chest. Feel free to put the side of your head on a block or a blanket as well. As you roll back onto your stomach, let's just switch that out. Take left arm out to the left. Again, straight arm a little bit less intense, cactus arm a little bit more. Roll onto your left shoulder. Take it easy. You do not want to feel pain. You want to feel discomfort, maybe sensation. Breathe into that. And then roll back onto your stomach. All right, now we're gonna take the right leg out to the right. Flex your foot, think half frog pose. Thread your left arm underneath, kind of like thread the needle. So we've done this a few times before. I want you to take your right hand into your left hand, like you're clapping your hands. But I want your focus to be on the right knee, staying on the ground. So you're gonna draw a big rainbow with this right arm all the way up and over, kind of towards a supine twist, but don't focus on the right shoulder getting down. Focus on your right knee staying on the ground. So this right arm is kind of just hanging, floating off of the mat. And then close your arms, right hand meets left hand. This should feel pretty good on your right shoulder and your chest. Open up, just let that right arm hang. If it feels comfy in your neck, you can look towards your right thumb. And then take your right hand to meet your left hand. We'll do that one more time. Open it up, just let your right arm hang, so chest open. Let gravity do the work for you. Think about reaching the fingers away from each other. And close it up. All right, right hand on the mat. That will help you unthread your left arm. Extend your right leg back to meet your left. Left leg out to the left like half frog pose, flex of your foot. Thread your right arm underneath with your palm facing up. Now, left hand goes into your right hand. This left knee is the focus. Keep that down, don't let it lift up. Left arm will draw a big rainbow up and over, and it'll probably be floating off of the mat. So the goal is not to get the left shoulder down. Close it on up, left hand meets right hand. Draw a big rainbow all the way up and over. Just letting that left arm hang. Feel a nice big opening through your chest. Make sure your left knee stays on the mat. And then close left hand to meet right hand. One more time, open it up. Just hold there. You could even close your eyes. This should feel pretty good. Breathing into your left side, across your chest. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly roll back onto your stomach. Left hand down to help you unthread. Extend your left leg back to meet your right leg. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Now, 100% not effort from your arms, but effort in the pose. So still think about using your back muscles. Your arms are just helping you quite a bit now. Shine your sternum forward, plug your shoulders back. Let's take a child's pose, knees wide, forehead down. Breathe into the front of your body. Breathe into the sides of your body. And breathe into the back of your body. Next, inhale, come up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Any movement you need here, pedal your legs, shake your head. Eyes open or closed, but if they're open, just a really soft gaze back at your feet. Option to grab the right side of the mat with the right hand as you take your right leg up. Bend your right knee, stack your hips, and just let that hang. So just letting gravity do the work. Many times we do circles here, but just hold. One more breath. Look forward. Step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee. Reach both arms up. And then cactus, bend your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, bend your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, bend your arms. Make a bind behind your back with your right thumb on top. If that doesn't feel good, grab your right wrist. Inhale, lift your sternum, think knuckles back towards your left heel for 3, 2. Keep the bind if possible, half splits. This just helps so you don't round into your upper back. Our focus is not so much on the stretch in the back of your right leg, but more the lift of your sternum. So keep your hands in a bind, but I'll show you what I usually see in half splits. People's hands down and rounding their back quite a bit. So the goal here is to find more extension through your spine without dumping, without rounding. So that's what the bind is helping with. It's also helping you use your core more and find more stability. Release your bind. Bend into your right knee, step your left foot to meet your right foot, hip width, halfway lift, and forward fold. Inhale, rise, stretch both arms all the way up. Just like we did in our low lunge, cactus, bend your arms and lean back. Inhale, reach up, pull your ribs in. Exhale, cactus bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. Make a bind again, right thumb on top. Lift your sternum, push your hips forward, but get light in your toes. Bend your knees a lot and fold forward. Get your belly onto your thighs. Bend your knees more if you need to. As you breathe in, can you feel your sternum pull forward? As you breathe out, maybe the thigh bones push back. Release your bind and lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back with your right foot, then your left foot. Shift your weight forward and drop your knees. Bend your elbows back, modified chaturanga, chest and chin to the ground. Pull yourself through to cobra pose. Remember to use your back muscles, not just your arms. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Option for the left hand to grab the left side of the mat. Take your left leg up behind you and bend your knee. Just let it hang there. Squeeze your right quadriceps. Try not to dump into the lower back on the left side. So keep the lift through your waist. Let gravity help that left hip. All right, step your left foot up towards your left thumb. Drop your back knee and reach both arms up, low lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, cactus, bend your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, curl back. Reach up. Cactus arms. Make a bind, left thumb on top. Lift your sternum, lean back. Think knuckles towards your right heel, right shin bone push down. Keep the bind if possible. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. You're pressing your right shin bone down for stability. Little bend in the left knee is fine. Again, focus on extending your spine, lengthening your waist. Not so much just folding over the left leg. You want your knuckles reaching back anyway. 3, 2, and 1. Release bind. Step right foot to meet left foot. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Cactus bend and lean back. Firm your thighs, push your hips forward. Reach up, pull your ribs in. Exhale, cactus arms, lean back. Reach up, ribs in. Cactus arms, lean back. Make a bind, left thumb on top. Inhale, lean back a little more. Bend your knees a lot and fold forward. As you breathe in, feel your sternum pull forward, sides of the body get longer. As you breathe out, maybe the thigh bones push back, the head gets heavier. Release your bind, lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back with your left foot, then your right foot. Shift forward, drop your knees. Chest and chin to the ground, your butt stays lifted. Then pull yourself through cobra pose, pin your shoulder heads back. Back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Come up to a high lunge crescent warrior. Straightening into your back leg as much as possible. Feel a nice big stretch through the front of your left thigh, left hip flexor. As you exhale, bend your left knee, cactus bend your arms. You can tap your back knee to the mat. Inhale, reach up, lift your back knee. Exhale, cactus arms, tap your back knee to the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, last time. Inhale, reach up. Hinge forward and sweep your arms back. Try not to round your back here. Feel the sides of your body lengthen, sternum forward. Shift your weight into your right leg. Come up to stand and pull your left knee into your chest. Stand up nice and tall, soften your shoulders, then hug your left heel towards your butt. Take your left hand and reach back for an inside grip on your foot. Start to kick back into your left hand, stretch your right arm forward. Drop your outer left hip. As you kick back, feel more opening through your left shoulder, left chest. Feel free to put a bend in your right knee for 3, 2, release, step your left foot to meet your right foot, Utkatasana, chair pose. Push your butt back, shins back. Breathe for 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take a step back with your right foot. Inhale up to a high lunge crescent warrior. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your back knee, tap it to the mat as you cactus bend your arms. Inhale, reach up, lift your back knee. Exhale, cactus bend and tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, last time. Reach up, sweep your arms back. Feel sternum forward, shoulders back, chin to throat. Shift your weight into your left leg, drive your right knee up to your chest. Find your stability first. Right hand will reach back, inside grip, setting up Chaturangasana, dancer pose. Kick back into your right hand as you reach with your left arm, but plug your left upper arm bone back into the shoulder socket. Drop your outer right hip. Steady your breath and steady your gaze for 3, 2, 1. Slow release to Utkatasana, chair pose. Both arms up. Push your butt back. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Step back to plank pose. As slow as you can, lower all the way down to your belly. Tops of the feet down. Make a bind behind your back. Upper body only. Lift sternum, knuckles towards heels. Chin to throat, sides of the neck long. Gaze is just in front of your mat and nice and soft. Release, bind, stack your palms, bend your knees, and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Extend your legs back behind you. Make a bind with the opposite thumb on top. Feet together this time. Upper body lift and lower body lift. Toes point. See how much you can peel your thighs off the mat. Keep lifting, think knuckles towards your heels. Use your back muscles. 3, 2, 1. Release, stack palms opposite. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Extend your legs long behind you. This time, bend your knees. If this doesn't work out, you can grab another locust pose like what we've been doing. Outside grip on your feet or ankles, unlike dancer pose. Kick back and lift. Imagine you're squeezing a block or balloon between your knees. I like to gaze directly forward, but you can also gaze up or down, whatever feels best on your neck. Breathe into the front of your body. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Hands under your shoulders to cobra pose and child's pose as a counter. Should feel pretty good. Walk your hands over to the right. And over to the left. Walk your hands back through center. Come forward and swing your legs around. Plant your feet flat on the mat. Hands behind you, reverse table. I like the fingers forward, but fingers out also works. Drive down into your feet, lift your hips up, drop your head back. Pushing your hip points to the ceiling. One more breath. And release. Lower your hips down. You can windshield wiper your knees side to side here. Now extend your legs straight, hands behind you again, reverse plank pose. If this is too intense, take another reverse table. Lift your hips up. Think toes towards the ground. Inner thighs spiral towards each other and down. Drop your head back for 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down. Wiggle your butt back. Stretch your arms up. And forward fold. So we did a lot of back bending, a lot of back strengthening. This should feel pretty nice. Walk your hands back towards you. Bump your hips forward and lie down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock gently side to side. Happy baby pose. Grab your feet or ankles. Now, some of the most common back bends, like bridge and upward facing bow, we do those a lot in class. So the goal here was to try to give you some different back bends. We do prone back bends a bit too, but usually to end our practice, we end on our back with bridge and upward facing bow. So instead of doing that today, we did bow pose, we did reverse table, we did reverse plank. A lot of that's very, very intense. So we're just doing happy baby as a counter pose. And then we're also gonna take the legs straight up into waterfall pose. If you're close to a wall, you can also take your legs directly up the wall. That's even more relaxing. And if this feels like a lot of effort for you, you can always grab the backs of your legs or put a strap over your feet so your legs don't want to fall in one direction. I also like to take the arms straight up in this waterfall shape. Just let the fingers be kind of limp like noodles. Spine heavy, flat. Sinking sensation. And almost a draining sensation from your feet and ankles. So just like back bending is great for people who are sitting all day, so is this, because your feet are always at the bottom. Rarely, if ever, do we get to elevate the feet, give them a little break. Unless you work from home, I guess you can elevate your feet whenever you would like then. When you feel ready, start to bend your knees into your chest. Take your arms out wide. We're going to take a very relaxed supine twist. Strap your knees left and look right. If you prefer to wrap your legs or anything like that, go for it. Slowly bring your knees back through center, unwind your legs and switch. Knees right, option to wrap it up. Let your breath start to slow. Come back through center, unwind, squeeze knees to chest, and then extend your legs. It's common to feel a little bit of, I don't know if tension is the right word, but just feel your back after our back bends. Some days I feel it more than others. We don't do back bends a lot in our daily life, so it can be a bit of an unfamiliar movement. Be gentle. Even in Shavasana, you might wiggle shoulder blades flatter underneath you so your chest, your heart feels a little more open, exposed. Toes flopping out, the entire front of your body open. Even think about right here where you're not putting a lot of effort in, just kind of combating all the hours of rounding. Just letting everything be flat and heavy. Take a deep breath in and exhale, Shavasana. Start to bring some awareness back to your fingertips and toe tips. Feel space in your body. Give your fingers wiggle. Maybe roll out your wrists and ankles. Maybe take a big yawn. When you're ready, stretch your arms overhead. That's another thing back bends are good for, is some energy. So hopefully you feel energized, motivated, open. Hug your knees to your chest. And then roll to your right or left side, and we'll make our way up to a seat. Take your time. Maybe noticing a little bit more length in your spine, sitting with more ease, less rounding, and just being mindful as you step off of your mat and into the rest of your day. Maybe noticing now when you're hunching over. Can you roll your shoulders back and down, kind of expose your heart. I feel like a lot of rounding is, yes, due to our work, but we're also so closed off from one another, so scared of exposing ourselves or like our inner being. So don't be afraid to show your heart. It's not a weakness, but a strength. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Hope you feel awesome and hope you can sit up nice and tall today. If you have any questions about any of these poses, let me know in the comments below. Happy to help with that. Hope your spine feels great and you feel ready for whatever the day has for you. Enjoy, and I'll see you back next week.